Today, I'd like to talk about a new hobby of mine, and no surprisingly, it's actually not hoarding. That ship's long sailed. No, today I'm talking about 3DS photography. You know, the 3DS and its classic high quality camera. Yeah, sure, the 3DS may not have the best looking camera. In fact, it actually looks kind of terrible, but surprisingly, that's kind of the reason why I like it. I talked about it a bit before in my last video about analog footage, but to me, there's almost something about shitty cameras that kind of gives the photo or video you're taking more life. Makes it feel more human. It's not super clean, not super artificial. And hell, with the rise of AI tools for better or for worse in most phones nowadays, it's very rare you see a photo that isn't in some way manipulated. And that is kind of why I like the 3DS cameras. They're raw, they're really raw, and to me there's something about that authenticity that's just kind of hard to replicate. It's the same kind of thing with film cameras, except I don't feel like spending $1 million, contrary to this. But look, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's get this one out of the way. Let's get this one out of the way. Being my second 3DS I ever owned, this is the new 3DS XL. I kinda don't like this thing very much. I mean, sure, it's really big. It's really big. That's about all I can say for positives, really, compared to this thing. As you can probably tell by this, and like this, and this thing kind of has some quality control issues. Sadly, I want to say it only started looking like this about a year after I owned it. This was my second 3DS I ever owned. I don't have the first anymore, sadly. And as such, surely I took some photos on it, right? Wow, that's a great first photo. What the hell even is this? Is that like a picture of my cat? 2011. Ignore the timestamps until it looks like it's about actually right, because I certainly did not have this in 2011. Okay, these are some bad examples of what good photography looks like, I think. These are kind of really bad. Oh, you know what? That's an okay photo. Hey, I mean, that's a pretty good one too. I don't really have a lot of interesting things to say about these. These are just like really bad cat photos. Emphasis on really bad. Oh. Holy shit. Okay, so this is actually about the time I first got this thing. Wow, these are really flattering photos of myself, aren't they? Well, what can I say? Some things never change. Wow, and that's it. That's all the photos I have. Well, that was a good showcase. And this one's pretty new, so I don't think there's like any photos on this. Yeah, these are all just photos I took, and they're nothing. They were just me testing the camera. Now this, on the other hand, is my pride and joy. The base new 3DS. These things are quite rare. In fact, so rare that I actually can't brag about this too hard, because it's technically a Japanese model that I just modded to work with US stuff. It doesn't have the disadvantage of having all the downgrades that this thing does, but it's also small enough that I can actually fit it in my pocket, unlike some people in the room. I mean, that size difference is insane. Even though realistically I'd probably use this one as my primary if it weren't just for how fucking cool this thing is. Also, I kind of really like the 3DS's 3D. So this is the star of the show and where most of my photos are. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Gonna go on a whim and say I probably didn't take these photos in the 1900s. But these are more what I was talking about. As you can see, like, the photos are scuffed. They're very low quality. Why did I take a photo of this? But this is a better example of what I was trying to talk about. Of course, the photo's scuffed. It's kind of low quality, but there's kind of like a charm to it, don't you think? Yeah, it's bad looking, but there's kind of like an enigma to it. This is a pretty cool one I got from an empty movie theater. Most of these really weird, like, liminally looking ones are ones that I took from a hospital, like this one, for example. And I definitely think the low quality combined with how the 3DS handles lights in its photos definitely adds to like the weird atmosphere that these photos have. I have no comment on this one. Hey, for once the bad camera actually worked to my advantage. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I take a lot of cat photos. There's so many cat photos. Again, I refuse to elaborate. I'm a very big fan of how this one came out, and here we are, back to more cat photos. Now, don't get starstruck or anything, but again, I have no comment. Oh yeah, here's a really nice one. Yeah, check this one out. Yeah, nice cinematic photos I took from the Walmart gardening section. Oh, we have a video.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
More cats, of course. Okay, not this photo, but coming up is my favorite photo I've probably taken thus far. This was when I went to go see End of Evangelion in theaters, and I somehow got this. It's perfect. This is like unironically one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. And then, of course, right back to more cats. My mic glitched out of this part, but this was from Atlanta. Okay, this one isn't that cool. It's just the road. This one was kind of cool. This is a fire station that we drove by. Oh, rare dog photo. All right. This is a cool one I took of a wall of Polaroids that were all faded. I think this one came out really neat looking. And right back to more cat photos. I'm realizing I think I have an issue. Oh, frog photo. That's different. I was fucking around with a pool that had a light in it and some lights above it. So I was kind of like shaking the pool a bit, taking some different photos. And I think these ones came out really cool looking.
Hello, Marios, give me the Super fucking Mario.
And more hospital photos, as if there weren't enough of these. This is a really good one. Unfortunately, this is the last photo on my 3DS. Look, it's like he's coming. It's like he's coming. And well, that's gonna be a wrap. Sorry this video wasn't exactly the most exciting, but as a fellow creative, who knows? Maybe this video could have served as inspiration to somebody. Don't be scared to experiment and change up how you do things. And don't be scared about everything you do not coming out quite perfect. I mean, that's kind of part of the creative process. So fuck around, have fun with what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, then what's the point? Not everything you make 100% of the time has to be like this perfect masterpiece that can't be touched. And hey, that extends further than just video and photos. I'm talking music, art, everything. Take this as somebody who's been fucking around with things as long as they've been making things. If you want to stay up to date on videos as well as what's going on in my life, why not join my Discord sometime? I'll put a link in the description as well as the comments. Feel free to join and spark up a conversation. I'm pretty much on 24/7, so there is a very good chance I will reply. I had a Patreon before, but I hate Patreon, so I closed it. But I also recently reopened my Ko-fi, or Ko-fi, whatever the fuck it's called. And over there you can do a one-time donation. I also have 2 membership tiers, one at $3, one at $5, with some pretty interesting perks. Well, yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. That's a weird way to end a video. Peace. How about that? Yeah, peace out. Peace. See ya.